This is the miracle of the wedding at Cana. And this is the very first miracle that Jesus did, and it shows us His glory, His power, and His love for us. So the story goes like this. It was the third day of a Jewish wedding celebration. Now, weddings in those days lasted for 7 days. And the tradition was that on the third day there would be a big feast, and all the festivities were happening on that day, and there was a lot of wine involved. Now, somehow during the celebration, the wine ran out, and you can imagine the kind of chaos that this caused, because not only was it a celebration, but it was also a disgrace to run out of wine. So Mary, the mother of Jesus, who was also at the wedding, she went to Jesus and she said, "They have no more wine." And you can imagine how stressed she must have been, because again, this was not just a party. It was a huge event, and for it to end on such a bad note would be terrible. So she tells Jesus, "They have no more wine." And what's interesting here is that she didn't tell Jesus to turn the water into wine. She simply told him, "They have no more wine." But Jesus already knew what had to be done. In fact, He told His disciples, "Fill up the jars with water." And they were like, "What are you talking about? We don't have any wine. What are you asking us to do?" But they filled up the jars with water anyway. And then Jesus told them, "Now go and show the master of the feast the wine that you have prepared." So they go and they do that. And when the master of the feast tasted the wine, he was like, "Whoa, where did this come from? The best wine is served first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had a chance to get drunk. But this, they've saved the best wine for last." And then Jesus revealed Himself. And the scripture says that His disciples and His mother were at the wedding, but it doesn't say that Jesus was at the wedding. He was not known in Cana. No one knew that He was the Messiah, but when He revealed Himself, they all knew who He was. My brothers and sisters, this is the first miracle that Jesus did, and it shows us His glory. It shows us His power, and it shows us His heart.